Hello, good morning, and welcome back to yet another episode of Vibe, Africa Sporting Stories across the sporting world. Between the Josie buying the FIFA balls, disposed in Bay Tanabay Matnasia, made the latest in the world of association football. Menti Mamo na Oslo Hundi Ekona Feni Eba or show no so na Kumasi Krodia Sante Kotoko, yes, and no see foam now wins already no more a year 24 points that no more Sama Saint Almasi Bay 7 goals for her na Nyoma Eko Yen so against a year elimination no among Etnasi among the elimination ball a year Golesa Ubia into me and to Atnakoya Sempi or Sante Kotoko no come and say we are what could be played the Wobo could be necessary as Sante Kotoko or money to a Chino person tower a year or performance a year Kosopa. Yes, now set players no more Sante Kotoko to movie Robi Sante Kotoko. Well, let's say Omunio. Why Mensa, you can talk of so many players on Sante Kotoko, born on Mutim, born to Monaswa, and so Emra war previous team with your ghost almost sell it to say. Mosapa, Nanjali, and Yama Angela and Kosion Toma, attackers of Kumasi, Asante Kotoko, Omuwosa, attack. Yes, they have one attack there, and Omuna someone to mention good, and Tina and Angela and NCP. You have discussions across, so after the game, Asante Kotoko, I bet you will see.
It will continue like that.
Let's talk about Benjamin Chinebu, shall we? He's been incredible and been in incredible form to your side. How important is he coming into this game?
Yeah, Benjamin Chinebu played our last game. He was very, very good. And then you know how football is. We are hoping that he will repeat the same performance.
Before you go, Coach, tactically today, how do you approach the game against a Kotoko side that has been very difficult to beat?
I think talking about football, Kotoko is one of the best in the country. So playing them, you have to be very, very cautious. So we are here to be very careful and make sure we will limit our mistakes and then see how it goes.
All the best. All right, Coach, thank you for joining us here. Let's talk about Accra, now your home. Accra has served you well, hasn't it, being playing home or away? What is the trick about Accra that gets you to win all the games you get to play here?
Well, actually, first of all, I would like to thank our supporters in Accra here because they have been doing well for us. Actually, sincerely, what happened is that the pitch here is good for our team. You know, Kotoko team is one of those who always want to put the ball on the ground and play. And when you look at the pitch in Accra Sports Stadium here, it's good for us, for our boys. So once they have the opportunity to play in a nice pitch, we always take advantage of that particular pitch and come out with victory.
All right, Kotoko, the only side that have won 4 away games this season. It's about the same team that played last time in Takwa. Coach said that we are hoping to get an early goal and tactically play the game out. What is the tactics today because you are playing as the home side? Surely you can't be defending.
Well, we are still maintaining our, like you said, we are still maintaining our squad, and we still come out with our formation, which is 4-2-3-1 formation. The boys are really used to that particular formation, and all what we need to do is that, like I said here, the pitch is okay for us. So no defending. We are going to come out fully because we need the 3 point is very, very important to the club. So we are going to make sure that we come out fully to get that particular 3 points.
Getting the 3 points would mean beating Elmina Sharks, who have been in incredible form this season. How well do you know this side and the way they perform? What do you have to say about them?
We watched their clips several times. We also prepare towards the way they play and the way they keep the ball, the way they attack. We also try to come up with the tactics that we can do to also add with whatever thing that they are doing. So basically, that is what we do, and we know that our boys are really poised for action, and they are going to do that exactly what we ask them.
All the best to you and the whole of Kotoko. Thank you.
Okay, so we had the two coaches. We had the Achampon first, who is a head coach for the away team technically. That's Elmina Sharks. And then we saw Gizeli, who is the assistant to Maxwell Kunedu there. Well, an opportunity to get to know him from close quarters. I'm sure a lot of people will probably see this must be his first interview since he took the job as an assistant coach. So predictable starting 11 for Kumasi Asante Kotoko. No much has changed from the starting lineup against Kerala. In fact, it looks like the starting 11 against Kerala there.
Yeah.
Nothing has changed.
Yeah.
So what that means is that Felix, Yakuba, Kujo, Bako, Ganiyu, Sefa, Amia on the bench. Mudasiru doesn't even make the bench today.
Yeah.
The fans love him from what they saw against Hearts of Oak, and they haven't seen much of him again.
But the truth of the matter is that it's your most reliable player that is irreplaceable. You must be very careful, manage his injury very well. What the medical department will tell you is what you have to do. So that's why you realize that some games is coming on some few minutes because you need him for the long haul, the entire second round. So you need to make sure that from now to the end of the first round, he's fully fit. So that is why they are not rushing him.
Are you worried about the fact that the little kid is not getting a few more opportunities?
Well, yeah, I would have expected
that's Matthew Nimkujo.
I would have loved that he had a lot of opportunity, but the truth of the matter is that a team that is coming from some crisis, I mean, Bequin knows it. That is not when you throw a young player into that fray. You can finish him with a bad performance. So coach is also managing him very, very well, in order to make sure that when the team is cruising and you bring him in, he can flow, you understand me, and have his confidence so that you don't have to, because he's young, he's not used to this high level of expectation on a club like San Nicolas. So,
okay, so the fans of the Porcupine Warriors will be everywhere when the team shows up at the Accra Sports Stadium. They say is it's a facility with good omen, if you like. When they have been here, the results have come in, and to be fair, they've been here 3 times already this season. Against Legon Cities they won, against Hearts of Oak they won, against Bichim United they have won. So naturally the confidence will be there going into this game against Elmina Sharks, which incidentally will be game number 4 for them this season alone at the Accra Sports Stadium. They know all the other teams have played, and they know what a result today would mean as far as positioning on the table is concerned. Jeff, does this play into the conversation?
Very, very. You don't have an option but to win this game because you now know where you lie on the league log. You understand? This is not a situation where all of you are playing simultaneously. You don't know where you lie, that you are lying 4th. You understand? And your competitors are up there. So you know that Adriana, Mediama, Brecum, Chelsea are ahead of you. You need to make sure, especially when Ashgoda drop point at home against Bechem, you need to win. That's all. And when you win, you play second. If you're able to score more than 3 goals, which I doubt in this game, you then topple Mediama to be number 1. But if you win this game, you'll be number 2 on the league log.
And it will be 27 points apiece.
That is the point.
Okay, so that is enough motivation for the Porcupine Warriors as far as picking up all 3 points is concerned. I was really interested in a comment Maxwell Kunedu passed after the game against Kerala. The strategy was to go out there and get the fair score and manage the game. Do you get... Okay. I would overlook this one for the purpose of this conversation, because if we start this conversation, we'll probably be here after 10.
There's no conversation to start.
That's what I'm saying. If we start...
No, first of all, it's not... I don't
They've
think,
come here to see him, and he's not there. So that's why I don't
understand. Is he on the bench? Is
that's
it on
not
the
where
bench?
they want to see him.
No, but don't players play on the bench?
But that's not where they want to see him. You and I know that.
The head coach want to see him there for now. The club, the decision of the club is to make sure they play.
You see why I didn't want us to start the conversation. So let's not start the conversation. Let's focus on those who have been given an opportunity to start.
We need to respect the coach's opinion because he's the one who have been working with them day in, day out. So he knows who is in form and who is not on form. So you, the player, have to prove a point, not outside, but I mean on the pitch. What are you there for? You understand? Now, Kwame Ba, I mean, what is your reason of benching him? It's impossible. If we are being fair to, I mean, everyone as a team, I think the boy deserves
Kunedu has made it clear. The lad is doing well. These are his words. So Felix may get his chance.
And the horrible part was when the chance was being given to him to be in the post against
Deportivo in the FA Cup, it didn't go well.
For him. You understand?
Unfortunately.
So at least he should have used that one to prove a point that I deserve to be there.
That's life.
But I mean, it's a matter of time.
Keep working.
If you keep on working, before you realize, at the snap of your finger, is there.
Your time will come.
Okay. Well, that's up to Kotoko to decide what they want to do with their goalkeeping issues. I don't work anywhere close to the leadership of the club, so I probably will not know much concerning that conversation. But for these fans who have made their way to the stadium, I'm sure all they're going to be caring about is any kind of win. I mean, win, yes, but if they win 1-0, 2-1, 3-1, they don't really care. It's about 3 points. I mean, it's a long season. After this week, there are 20 more matches. I'm not sure they're going to be worried about whether they score 5 or 6 to be top of the
Especially
log.
when to them as has won yesterday. So
At all costs, they
have their own.
Do you believe in the superstitious bits? They say Haas scored all the goals yesterday. There might not be any goal in this game.
But Kotoko claim here to be their comfort zone. More than
But Haas scored all the goals
I'm not sure.
this week.
Well, let's see.
Yesterday.
Let's see.
This week the goals are.
Oh, the
dry.
goals last week.
Jeff, who gets to win?
Trust me, this is a very difficult game for Kotoko. But
Who
I
gets to
still
win?
tip Kotoko to win narrowly.
Narrowly.
But it's
Eric?
a difficult game for Kotoko.
I mean, tactically, it's going to be a very cagey encounter.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
So you wait till the first
I'll
45
wait.
minutes. Okay, well, my prediction doesn't really matter. So I'll cross over to Nana and Philip, who are in commentary position at the Accra Sports Stadium to give us commentary.
Welcome to the Accra Sports Stadium. It's venue for the
we and discussions are no it to me across when I say podium can see a bar and discussions to me cross was and take out of players and they want to talk to Hinano or may when I want to say and take out of community mope send the Wusi Shegos no we do pay na Jewins in nim near just a San a free ever and the place of Asante Kotokono Musi we are one channel so now we page up on than was to me conquer. On this note, members and fancy meeting at the Joseph buying a FIFA balls. This balls incubator. This is Vibe, Africa Sporting Stories across the sporting world. Thanks for watching.